Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
Well, mine's kind of different. I'm calling more because of relationship advice.
It's my favorite thing. My favorite part. I'm not kidding you. I love this. What's going on?
I've been going back and forth, and I just figured I'd come ask the experts. I've been with my long-term boyfriend for 6 years, but we've been long distance. We were together in college, and now he's in another state and about 7 hours away. And I am a graduate student. I'm also working full-time as a speech-language pathologist, and he also graduated a year after me, but he is unemployed for the last 6 months. He's 24, will be 25 soon, and I'm 25 currently, and he does not have a driver's license. He doesn't have a car. He has been unemployed. He just does not know what he wants to do with his
degree. Is he living
degree.
with his parents?
He was living with siblings, and now he's living with his grandparents.
Lovely. And why does he not have a driver's license?
Well, I think it's because, from what I have been told, it's been access to a car in order to, I guess, do the test and get what he needs. And he doesn't have the best.
It sounds like you don't believe that.
Situation. It's just because I feel like if you really want something, you'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But do you think he's lying to you?
I don't think he's lying. I know his family dynamic, and the children had to kind of like raise themselves, and there has not been any like role models, like, adult wise. So kind of having to maneuver life without a role model. He's a first generation, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but this is just the face of the matter, and it's just we're not in the same phase of life. So I'm just kind of like looking forward. I graduate next year, and I've got a $20,000 raise that's gonna come soon, and he's got debt, and I don't have any.
Lyndsie, I'm gonna cut to the chase. You don't respect this guy. Why are you with him?
Because I love who he is.
Who is he?
He is he's my best friend, and he actually became in his relationship with God in the last year or two, and so he's just showed me a lot of improvement as a person, but in aspect of just like the drive and ambition, I'm just not seeing what I would like to see, and it just makes me pessimistic.
So what's your question for us? You said you called the experts. What's your question?
As far as what you've seen from people who are much older than me, I know how, money, financial things like this can break relationships. My parents have been divorced, and I just don't want to follow the same footsteps. I want to look back and be like, I made the right decision, and love can't pay the bills. Love isn't necessarily the only foundation to have.
No, I get it. You're listen. I totally get you. Here's what I'm trying to do. I want you to identify what it is that you're asking us, and I think I know. What is your question for us? I think here's what I think. Let me try to help you. I think you think that you should break up with this guy, but you're not sure, and you wanted to get our opinion.
Right. I just didn't know if it's too soon, considering
too soon to do
our
what?
Age to break up, because I feel like I'm being impatient.
No, I actually am old enough to be your dad. So can I be your show dad?
Please, because I don't have one.
Oh, bless your heart.
That's okay.
I'm going to be your dad on this. If you were my daughter, I would say, trust your instincts. It's okay for you to love him. You have loved him. You can still love him and not be with him. And I don't think he is in a place in his life where he can be the level of boyfriend that you deserve at this stage in your life. You're not a 16-year-old girl anymore.
Yeah.
And I think you have to love him enough to let him go for now. And in letting him go, we're going to find out if he has the grit to continue to grow from his faith conversion and what's going on inside of him spiritually. Yay for that. but he's still got to step out into the real world and overcome the junk that he dealt with growing up. Seems like his siblings have on some level. And so you need to be his friend right now, not his girlfriend. That's my dad advice. And move forward as though he is somebody that you have loved, you love on some level, but you are not ready to choose to love him as a fiance or a husband because he's not in a place to be that for you.
Correct. I agree.
George, agree or disagree?
100%. And I think you're only going to get increasingly resentful if you hang on to this relationship, knowing in your gut that it's not going to work. Yeah. It's not going to work. If you feel like a babysitter in this relationship, you're stuck in this dynamic, you have very different values and goals, he won't take responsibility, you're not seeing any real effort or improvement, then staying means you're not being true to your own values, goals, and well-being. You're causing yourself harm and him harm.
I agree.
And so I think we're not here to tell you what you need to do. You need to decide that for yourself. But by the way you're talking, it tells me that you're just looking for permission because you're fed up. And that's an okay thing to be fed up with someone's behavior.
By the way, while I'm thinking about it, Lyndsie and George, and again, playing the dad role here, I'd go, if he loves you so much, why isn't he living in the same area as you, finding a job and being around you?
Right.
Homeboy is you don't have to answer it. I'm just telling you. I'm not criticizing him. But I'm saying that tells me, and I'm actually, this may sound odd to you, Lyndsie, but I'm actually giving him some grace. I don't think he's capable of doing that. Because if he was, he would have.
Yeah.
And so he's not where you are trying to woo you and be the best boyfriend he can be. He's off trying to lick his wounds, and that's what I think he needs to do. He needs to heal, and he needs to come back out of the cave, and I just think for right now it's time to let him go, which I already explained in detail. So, I'm so sorry.
I appreciate the honesty.
It doesn't make it easier.
I appreciate it. I really, truly do. Thank you guys so much.
Listen, Lyndsie, you're worth a man who can be what you need him to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to be your bumper sticker today. You hear me?
That's a good one. Yes.
Because, sweetheart, I know that that's hard maybe sometimes for you to believe because your own father's not in the picture, and that breaks my heart as well.
You don't have a good picture of what this is supposed to look like.
Yeah. But you're crushing it, kiddo. You're crushing it.
Proud of
you. Thank you so much.
You are on the path.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you bet. We're rooting for you, Lyndsie. Favorite caller of the day. Right there. Lyndsy's my fave. I don't mind saying it. I don't care who knows.
Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.